Kind of get them to move forward a little bit to get them into frame here. Otherwise, you stand too far away and nobody can see you. Good morning, Darth. Hi, Janine. All right, here we go again. Washington State checking in. All right, Waco, Texas checking in. But you knew that, right? You'd like to visit my village? You'd be like Godzilla stomping around, smashing buildings and breathing fire and right, bite. My mom's continuing to decline. We may be coming to the end here, unfortunately. I'm glad I'm getting to go home because it's not looking good. I don't know if I'll do any vlogs. I'm going home tomorrow. I don't know if I'm actually not going home because Sacramento has never been my home, but I'm going to California tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll do any vlogs while I'm there or not. We'll see. Hi, Auntie Elizabeth. Thank you, everyone. I know my mom appreciates that, and I do too. But you know what? It's part of the way things work. Yeah, I'm glad that there's a lot of live stream footage of her, or well, not footage, but a lot of live streams that she was a part of. I'm kind of sad that there was only one with my dad. I got to go back and figure out where they all are now because I didn't mark them in any ways. There's a couple like obvious ones I did because she usually checked in on like the Christmas Day ones and stuff like that. So I know she's on that. But thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate that. Yeah, my dad enjoyed doing it too. He had a blast doing that. Like I said, I wish I could have had more. But you got to take what you got to get, what you can get, right? See, that's when I really started escalating the ones with my mom. Is when I lost my dad because, like I said, now there's so many of them that are out there that I can pull up and listen to her voice and stuff like that. Yeah, the vlogs all get categorized. I put them on playlists, and just about every one of them is on some sort of a playlist. But it doesn't really work that way with the live streams because a lot of times when my mom called in, I didn't even know she was going to call in until she did it, and there is a way to go back and figure out which one she was probably in, but I guess I'll probably have to do that at some point. For one thing, when my mom called on the phone, she always talked a lot more than I did. So I can actually go and look at I can open up the vlog and look at the audio patterns, and I can see when she's on the phone and when she isn't. I'll probably at some point when I figure out which ones have her on them, I'll rename them or something, or put something in the comments section so I can easily find which ones they are. Oh, I'm doing all right. It's the work has kind of kept my mind off of it lately. It was a busy week at work this week. All sorts of issues to deal with. I don't know. I'm going to bring the camera and the laptop with me, but I'm not expecting at this point to do any vlogging when I'm there. It depends. The main purpose of this trip is to just see my mom. And I don't know. I don't know if my sister would be interested in being in a vlog. We'll play that by ear too. Yeah, my sister said she's glad I'm coming because that gives us a chance to talk about some things and figure out what we're going to do and all that. My mom has already sort of made some decisions about things, so some of the things are already figured out. She really liked the video memorial service that we did for my dad when he passed, and and she's expressed that she'd like to do the same thing, not having an official memorial service, just do another kind of a video thing with people talking, and she really liked that. She really liked the fact that she could go back and watch that over and over again. Um, she hasn't been willing to get on the phone for the last couple of weeks, so I haven't talked to her pretty much since she had her surgery. So I'm just getting reports from my sister on how she's doing, and she's stable at this point, but her problem is her lungs have been damaged from whatever happened after the surgery, and they're just not going to get better, and so she's on oxygen, and that only goes one way, unfortunately. I hope so. I hope so. I'm going to come back on Saturday, so I'll be there for about 4 days. Yeah, my boss has been really supportive of this. He says, you know, when I told him that my mom was having issues, he said, well, you do what you have to do, and we'll work around it. So, I mean, he knows he knows what's going on. He knows that I'm a good worker, and so he wants to, um, you know, he's willing to do what needs to be done to keep me happy, and that's what needs to happen. So, yeah, and I think that's sort of where she is too, Susan. She just, she just wants to be with my dad now. You know, my dad's last year was sort of the same as my mom's. Um, Year has been this year, which, in the hospital more than out, and that just kind of takes its toll on you after a while. No, I'm not taking the cats with me. No, they're going to stay here. I'm just going to give them a lot of food and water, and they're pretty independent. They'll be fine. Every time I went to California, except for the time when I went for my mom's birthday, I just, left them with a lot of food and water, and they've been fine. They'll like having the run of the house for a few days. Clyde will give me the cold shoulder for a few hours after I get back, but he'll get over it. Yeah, I do need to get some greenery on the train village. The only thing I got really now is those kind of artificial trees and stuff like that, and they look cool, but they're more Christmas theme and stuff like that, and uh, they look a little out of place once you get past the Christmas season. That is one of the things I think that's on my Amazon list is like some uh, greenery and stuff like that. I'll be staying with my sister when I'm there. She lives in Folsom, and they got a spare room, so I do need a Home Depot for the village. It would have to be the right scale, though. I've seen like some Home Depot models, but they aren't. They're too big for the area. My train is HO scale, so all the buildings need to be HO scale in order to work. No, no Lowe's. Absolutely not. Although I would consider a Lowe's if it was like on fire or something like that. Well, I mean, yeah, if we could find something that kind of looked like a Home Depot, even if it wasn't, I'm sure I could, you know, paint it to make it look like a Home Depot. There's certain very specific colors, and I'm sure I could probably find something online that would, show me the font of the Home Depot, and I could print something out or something. All right, Susan's on the case. All right, there we go. My problems are solved. Any other problems? I mean, I'm not really a fan of flying, but I don't know there's much we can do about that. Sort of buying me my own airplane. That would be cool though, be able to just fly myself. I put the cats in a shelter in California once when I went on a trip. I think that was when I came to Texas the first time. They put them in a shelter, but they don't really like that, and they feel much more comfortable at home. And actually, when I went to California last time, when I drove to California, that was almost 2 weeks. I didn't really want to leave them alone that long, so I left them home and I had a company come in and look after them. But this is just going to be a quick little thing, less than a week, so they'll be fine. They really like having run of the house, so they'll spend a lot more time out here on the couch. I do have like a tunnel on the wish list. Could set up a cat cam to see what they're up to. Yeah, we'll just leave the laptop going the entire time and have it live stream their room, a 1 week long live stream. Have people speculating endlessly about the strange noises in the house. No, Beth won't be there. Beth lives in Southern California. I'm going to Northern California. Yeah, I was reading about Kiss in New York City. I think Jordan was there. I think it seems to me I saw that he posted a picture of himself and Katie at the show. I'm sure he did. Yeah, just put on YouTube and let the cats watch vlogs and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm glad that Jordan's found somebody that he can vlog with. Yeah, Jordan sent me a text a couple days ago, or well, about a week ago, when he heard about my mom. So yeah, he's aware. I think the cats will miss me. Bite will a little bit. I don't think Nibble will mind me not being here, but they'll do fine for a few days on their own. Like I said, they love having the run of the house, and they'll have everything they need. And I doubt Flash will even be aware that I'm gone. I think she's hibernating now. She's in her box. I'm going to be there for, well, I'm going in tomorrow and I'm flying back on Saturday. So I'll be there for 4 full days. In a pinch, there are things I can do if something needs to happen. But I'm gonna give the cats way more food and water than they'll need, and I think even if I do end up delaying things a little, they'll be fine. Yeah, I'll post something in the community tab from time to time, let you know what's going on. No, I'm not planning on doing anything. I might vlog if the time permits and if there's something interesting there. But I'm going to bring the camera. I'm going to bring the laptop, everything I would need to produce a vlog. But at this point, I don't plan on doing anything. Sometime there is something there I want to see, but I don't know if I'm going to do it this time. I don't know. We'll see. We're just going to play it by ear. Guess it'll kind of depend on what my sister has in mind too. Well, I'm going to be in Folsom. Folsom's a good hour or so to the beach, so probably won't do any of that. Besides, I got a 5 gallon bucket in the garage with some sand in it. You might recall, like a year or two ago for my mom's birthday, I made her a little shadow box that had beach sand in it, and it was beach sand that I had collected. Um, when we went to when we celebrated my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. They brought us to a little vacation place in San Diego, and we stayed right on the beach for a few days. And I collected some of the sand from that and put it in a little shadow box with some shells and stuff like that. And I gave that to her. Yeah, I absolutely decided I didn't want to fly around the holidays. That's why I picked this time. I didn't. I made the decision I was going a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't want to go during Thanksgiving. I didn't want to go during Christmas. It's just going to be too crazy. I can get in and out and do the same. Get the same thing. So Well, I collected that sand, like I said, at their 50th wedding anniversary, and that was what, you know, 2013, I guess. So, that was, I've been sitting in my house, for almost a decade when I did that. Brought it with me to Texas. Sat in my house in California. I always planned to do something like that. Never got around to it, and then it just kind of made sense to do that. No, I get it. I'm not taking this as bullying. Refresh my memory, Roberta. Thanks. Yeah, I got that when I saw Kiss a few years ago when they were still on their final tour. Because see, this was the final tour ever, and I did that in California. Jordan and I went to that show like that was like 4 years ago, and so they're still on the on the final tour. Thank you, Janine. I appreciate that. It was a great concert. Yeah, probably the best stage show I'd ever seen in my life. I knew it was going to be great. Gene says meow. Yeah, don't have anything to say about that? Oh yeah, I'm sure he does. I've been looking at the weather. It looks like it's going to be, you know, moderate, like 50s and 60s while I'm there, and that's not too bad. I don't like it when it's really hot there. For some reason, I like it when it's really hot here more than I like it when it's really hot there. It's a different kind of heat. There's a heat wave there. Yeah, bites my buddy. Let's see. Let's look at what the weather is here. Yeah, if I can get the thing to load. Yeah, maybe we'll try it on the phone here. It doesn't seem to want to load real quick. Oh, there it goes. That didn't take forever. Okay, we don't want Waco, we want Folsom, California. That's today. There we go. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be in the 50s and 60s all week. A little rain maybe on Wednesday and Thursday. That's not so bad. So yeah, that's what we're gonna deal with. Turn this thing off here. There it goes. I think I kept hitting the volume button. I'd love to have a dog. I just, you know, I it wouldn't be fair to have a dog right now because I'm gone for minimum 13 hours a day, and it just wouldn't be fair to a dog. I'll consider that when I retire. And probably having a dog would make me get out and walk more. I mean, I do that sometimes, but I'm nowhere even. I'm not even thinking about that right now. I don't know if I'd have enough money if I retired. I have a 401k and all that, but I'll have to work for a while. Yeah, well, that's it. I wouldn't be able to bring a dog to work. Jordan can do that. Jordan has the freedom to do that. Well, I like what I do. I'm challenged by what I do, but the truth is, if I had the money, I'd rather, do my own thing. I would definitely vlog more. I'd travel and do a lot of travel vlogs like Jordan does. What's the vintage of the vodka? It's uh, I don't know however long that water has been percolating through the ground. It's probably billions of years old, and I just drank it. That would be kind of fun to have an RV and just travel that way. The only problem with that is RVs are, gas guzzlers. Yeah, I mean, I could see myself doing that. Just do full time vlog. Like I said, I don't make a whole bunch of money doing the vlogging, but that's all right. It might be that if I traveled a little bit and showed you some interesting things around the country, that might bring up the numbers a little bit, and that would work. I mean, that would still fit in with the theme of my vlog because my vlog has always been just kind of a journal of what's going on in my life, and um, if my life turned into something going and visiting a bunch of national parks and stuff like that, that would fit in, right? Yeah, yeah, I've heard a lot of people. The big problem with a mobile home or something like that is they're gas guzzlers, and that would be kind of an issue there. Now, maybe I just get like a van or something, something that I just get like a van or something, something that I could travel around in. But I'm also not against just getting into a hotel too. My needs are pretty simple and things like that. That would be funny. That would be kind of fun to do a behind the scenes of famous vloggers. Yeah, my grandparents had a Winnebago, before my grandfather passed away, and for a while, he left it with us at my parents' house, and we used it a lot. And then we drove to Minnesota with it one year, and they took it. Had a lot of fun in that thing. Though I love doing that kind of stuff too, Tracy. So vlogging, was just kind of a natural extension of that. There's lots of teachers in my family, and every job that I stayed with long enough to get good at it, I ultimately ended up training people. So, including this one. Hi, Wendy. Yeah, I definitely thought Jimmy would be the first to go because Jimmy's been in hospice now for quite a while. Yeah, I can imagine. I didn't really see that much of the Rosalind Carter funeral, but I can imagine, because Jimmy, like I said, he's been on hospice care for quite a while now. I see you looking at me, bite. You thinking of coming up and visiting? See, I'd probably just drive my car to those places, and I get better gas mileage and just stay in a hotel. No, I never really was much of a Seinfeld person. I think I watched one or two episodes. Yeah, I've been to the Grand Canyon a couple times. It's a beautiful place. I'd love to go and vlog that. I still think the first place I want to go is Yellowstone. Merhead is on his gravestone. I will be right back. That's funny. I love people that have kind of a sense of humor about things like that. Yeah, I like kind of twisted humor too. I was watching Serial Mom last night, so that's kind of funny. That was my Suzanne Summers tribute. Yeah, you never seen Serial Mom? That's hilarious. Kathleen Turner and Ricky Lake and Suzanne Summers is in it, and let's see who else is in it. Some of the alum from um, John Waters' early movies. Mink Stoll is in it. How's my mom doing? My mom's not doing well. It's a good thing I'm going to visit her tomorrow because we may be coming to the end of the story on this. She didn't bounce back well after the last surgery. She had breathing problems, and I guess she did some damage to her lungs, and that's just that's just not going to get better. She's on oxygen, and we'll see what happens. But we are where we are, and unfortunately, that's the part of that's a part of every life. Thank you, Nancy. Kitties are fine. One of them's sitting here as usual, and the other one is hiding in her room as usual. Real Housewives at Buckingham Palace. Sounds like got the potential to be funny, but on Saturday Night Live, I don't think Saturday Night Live has been funny since the 80s. I don't know if the cats are going to get a Christmas present. Have you been good? No? Is that a yes? I think their Christmas present this year will be another free year of room and board. Hey, Brack, how are you? I'm doing all right. No, I've never really been a sports person. I know that's almost illegal in Texas, but what's for dinner? I made a lasagna a couple weeks ago for Thanksgiving. I still got a little of that left. So I'll probably have some lasagna for dinner. Oh, yeah, I've had lights up for a couple weeks now. Turkey soup, that sounds good. Hey, there's Jeff. That's right, he usually pops in about this time. Get done with the church service, get everybody out of there, and go have some lunch. Yeah, that's how that works. Can't go wrong with steak. Stew in the Instant Pot, that's good. Can't go wrong with that either. I like my Instant Pot for stews and stuff like that. No, you really, I mean, it isn't really like a crock pot. Crock pot is like a slow cooker. And this is this is more like a pressure cooker. I mean, I suppose if you kept the, if you kept the, you know, prevented it from building a pressure, then you could use it like a slow cooker. But I don't know if it works that way. I got a lot of positive feedback on the Halloween decorations. I don't really see people that much with the Christmas stuff, but I'm sure they like that too. Nobody else has put anything up. Actually, I'm looking across the street. My neighbors across the street have their lights up, but I guess I didn't see them on last night. Maybe they just put them up today. It has a slow cooker mode on it, huh? I guess I've never really experimented with that. Thank you, Brad's brain. Yeah, I know it's been an interesting few weeks. That's unfortunately a part of life. Yeah, I would think that there might be because I don't know how you moderate the heat on it, and that would be sort of an issue. Because slow cooker, you cook it slowly by keeping the temperature low. Yeah, my mom knows that, Gene. My sister's been pointing that out. You gave up on the crock pot when you get an instant pot. Well, like I said, I love my instant pot. My mom had a crock pot, but I never had one. Yeah, I love mine too, Jeff. I use it all the time. It does. I guess I'll have to read up on that. Maybe it's only certain models too. He's going to have a steak. Have a good lunch, Jeff. Thanks for stopping in. Where's Rhonda? Rhonda's at work today. She left a message on the Facebook page. Apparently, she had another run-in with a customer. This customer actually hit her, and so she's going in today to file a police report and all sorts of nonsense like that. Apparently, this guy has been a problem in the past and um, created a scene. I guess, according to Rhonda, she accidentally squished his bread a little bit, and he hit her because of it. So she's in filling out reports and stuff like that, and going to. I guess she gets to decide whether the guy gets banned for life from the store. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jeff. I appreciate that. Don't spend all your steak money on me. Yeah, I guess this guy's caused problems before. So, she was saying she gets to choose whether he comes into the store anymore. And my advice to her is, if he's caused problems in the past, I'd say if they're giving you the choice, and out. Yeah, I know. My mom loves reading books, and my sister said she doesn't even want to read right now. Well, that was my thought too, Janine. If there's no consequences to that, he'll just do it again. Next time it's going to be worse. I was thinking that too, Gene, that she needs to be maybe find a job that's not interacting with customers that much. I love the fact that I don't have to deal with customers at all in what I do. Yeah, my mom was awake. She's just, being in the hospital all the time was really depressing to her, and that kind of takes its toll too. She's just tired of this. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people commented that she sounded really weak last time, and she did. She sounded really weak. So, you know, I guess I'm just glad I've had as many times to have her on the live streams as we have because, she's been a frequent visitor now for a couple of years. It is hard once you hit a certain age, and she's had basically two surgeries now this year, and so that just, yeah, it really took its toll on her. And then, like I said, she's depressed about her situation, and that doesn't help matters either. When you tend to give up, then that takes its toll also. Oh, I'm sure the doctors. I mean, she was in the hospital when they did that, so they had to know what was going on. When she came out, they thought maybe they were saying that she had pneumonia or COVID or something like that, and so they've been monitoring her, and unfortunately, I guess whatever it was, I guess it probably was pneumonia, and it damaged her lungs, and that's how that goes sometimes. Yes, you're right, Yvonne. But sometimes you just got to think, the quality of life isn't there, and maybe she'll be happier, just going and being with my dad. I know she misses him terribly. Yeah, I hope so, Wendy. I do. Hi, Ruth. Yeah, my mom's not doing so well. Um, she had surgery a couple weeks ago, and she came out of it, and they think she had pneumonia, and that damaged her lungs. She's having problems breathing, and so it's not looking good at this point. I'm going home tomorrow, and I'm going to be there for a few days, and hopefully I'll have a little bit better um, understanding where we're going with this. But I think it leads in one direction, and just going to have to be prepared for that. I think. Well, and you have to take into account the mental state of the patient too. And like I said, my mom just she's not happy with this. She's depressed and doesn't really want to do anything. Doesn't really want to talk to anybody. And that's unfortunately feeling that believing that there's a future is often a factor in getting well. And when you kind of give up, then that's what happens. No, I'm gonna fly this time. So I'll be at my sister's place tomorrow night and be there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then come back on Saturday. Yeah, I am too, Ruth. Yeah, I agree, Yvonne. That happens sometimes. Yeah, it was good timing. When I first announced to my sister that was when I was going, she said, "Oh, it's probably not a good time. You probably, because she's just going to be in the hospital and not but now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, okay, well, maybe this is a good time. I know my sister's going to be happy to have me there. That seems to be what they're doing right now is making her comfortable. Yeah, I know what you meant, Tracy. I see enough spelling errors and grammar errors enough that you get to the point where you can read through them. G and H are right next to each other on the keyboard, so not really surprising that that could happen. Right, Bite? I mean, you're all thumbs on the keyboard, aren't you? Huh? Yes, you are. All thumbs. Thank you, Gene. Appreciate that. Yeah, my mom is in hospice, so that's where we are right now. Although cost isn't really that big of a deal right now because my dad basically had a Cadillac health plan for both my parents. So that's that's the least of the concern right now. No, I'm just gonna leave a lot of food and water for them. They'll be fine. They're very independent. They'll be much happier. It isn't really necessary to bring anybody in for the short time I'm going to be gone. I did it when I went to California last time because I was going to be gone for 2 weeks, and that's a little too long. So I had a company come in, but they only had to come in every couple of days. I got the lowest level of care possible. I just wanted to make sure they were okay. Top off the food if need be. But I have one of those self-feeding food dishes, and they always have self serve water. It has like a gallon of water in it, so they'll be fine. All the times I traveled to California, when between when I moved and when my dad passed, I was gone for a week. Every one of those cases, I just left the cats there alone. They were fine. They'll love having run of the house. All right, let's start on with second water here. Thank you, Jeannie. Appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I misspoke. That's not a water. It's vodka. Can you imagine how entertaining this live stream would be if I was actually drinking vodka after two glasses like this? So I'd be asleep on the couch. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't allow them to live in the house if they weren't litter trained. Yes, you would, Gene. I would just be passed out on the couch right now. Well, there we go. So we got to switch to vodka. It is medicinal, huh? I suppose he would have enjoyed flying a plane, but I never heard him do it. Actually, trying to do it. Yeah, bite would take over the live stream. Just put the camera on him like that. Then we get into speculation about whether the bear is moving or not. Never heard of Aaron's animals on YouTube. That's Breck's animal, one of them. I prefer Kahlua and coffee. Teach his own. Yeah, I got timers on my Christmas lights. You're moving. Where are you moving to, Wendy? Nevada. Okay. I'm flying through Nevada tomorrow. Yeah, that is quite a change. Yeah, that's sort of why I left California, looking for a new life. I bet you it's snowing in northern Michigan. But you dropped it, you get it. You just expect me to deliver it to you, huh? Suppose you want me to chew it up too, don't you? That's how that works, isn't it? Have I heard anything about Victoria, Texas? No. What's in Victoria, Texas? You get hung up on watching other people's cats. Well, there's one right there for you to watch. Rare picture of Bite and a mouse. You're not even interested in that mouse, are you? You wouldn't know what to do with a mouse if you found one. Would you? Nope. You'll find someplace else to sleep. Pumpkin bread. Mmm. Oh, pumpkin bread. Most of the people I work with are native Texans. Thank you, Jeannie. I hope I do too. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, keep an eye on the community tab on the page because I'll put updates there, and I may do videos from now on from time to time just to see what happens. Let you know. Go any place warm at this point. Warm in Texas. Cranberry bran muffins. That sounds good. Took the mouse off the computer, put it in the middle of the classroom. Said, "Look, a mouse." I don't know if we're going to get a mild winter this year. We'll see. I mean, I guess compared to Michigan, Texas winters are pretty mild, but we may get a little snow this year. Actually, we've gotten snow every year I've been here, so that's cool. Well, then you absolutely love that spider I found in the house a couple weeks ago, right? Spider that was the size of a golf ball. Yeah, that was the biggest spider I've ever seen in this house. I like spiders. I tend to have a respect for them because they can be poisonous, but they do good things. So if I see a spider in the house, I'll usually try and remove it. 30s and 40s this week. Yummy. I'll take 60s and 70s. Although we'll probably once we get into the new year, like January, February, that's when we'll start getting some cold. Oh yeah, I tend to have a respect for spiders. They do a lot of good. I used to keep black widows as pets. You're right, John. If bugs freak you out, Texas and Florida are not the place to be. Some of the other biggest spiders I've ever seen are in Florida. Just massive spiders. Yeah, we had tons of acorns here too. They were dropping in the pool left and right. I'm leaving tomorrow, Ruth. First thing tomorrow morning, I got a flight out at about 10 a.m. and I'll be there until next Saturday. Yeah, I used to find them in my yard all the time when in Placentia. They closed the pool up. I've done more than that. I've drained it. It's I think there's like an inch of water in it right now. I haven't decided this year whether we're going to just take down the pool altogether or repair it. But either way, I have to drain it. So I just decided, let's do that. Well, they say everything is bigger in Texas. That goes to the bugs too. Oh, Gene's checking out again. What kind of skills do you need? Just the ability to do things consistently and reliably. I mean, it isn't something that you have to have a college degree to do. They just high school degree and willingness to work hard. No, I just drained it out into the gutter in front of the house. I wouldn't want to put 13,000 gallons of water into my yard. I haven't decided yet. But like I said, either way, if I'm going to replace it or if I'm going to, replace the walls or just decommission it altogether, either way, I got to drain the water. So it just made sense to do that. That way I can keep it clean with a broom and then we can decide what happens. Squirrels are doing all right. I still see them in the yard and I continue to feed them. You know, I didn't feed them that much in the last couple of months because the acorns have been crazy in the yard and they have plenty of food there. But as winter starts to make itself known here, we'll start feeding them a little bit more. I think I get the job done, and I think they appreciate me. That's a big part of this job for me is being appreciated. If you get a hard rain, we'll collect in the pool. Yes, yes, and I'll probably have to pump it out again or drain it out again. I didn't actually pump. I pumped a little bit of it out, but the pump only works down to the point where the bottom of the skimmer is. At which point, you got to figure out another way. And I basically just siphoned it out, connected a couple of long garden hoses together, and ran it down to the street and just set up a siphon. It took a week to drain it, but there's only about an inch of water in the pool now. Yeah, I love having the pool, but it's just one thing after another. Yeah, drain the pool, turn it into an ice skating rink. There you go. No, it didn't run into the neighbor's yard. Yeah, that's how the squirrel got in. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Because it'll take a long time to fill it up again. I've heard sometimes they call the fire department. The department will hook up to the fire hydrant and fill it in like 20 minutes. Oh, Flash is even more autopilot than the cats are. I think Flash is hibernating, so she'll just stay in the backyard. I've looked at the weather. It's not going to be anything more than 50s or 60s this coming week, so she'll be fine. If she decides to come out of her box, which she hasn't done in about a week now, then she'll find some place to sleep in the yard, and she'll be fine. Well, I was running such a small amount of water out of the pool because, like I said, it took more than a week to drain it. So what do we got? Let's say like 9 days. Let me get the calculator out here. So 9 times 24, 216, and we had what? 13,000 gallons divided by 216. So that's 60 gallons an hour. That isn't a whole bunch of water. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on with the pool back, and that's going to be a big factor of on this because it's frustrating having to replace that thing all the time. Yeah, 13,000 gallons. It's a 25 foot diameter pool and about 48 inches deep. So that's what you're looking at. So yeah, that's something we'll have to consider too in terms of making the decision whether we repair or remove the pool. I really like having the pool, but sometimes you got to ask if it's worth the trouble. Yeah, I know the water bill would be extreme to fill it back up because I mean I'm gonna have to have the hose running for probably 3 or 4 days to do that because I know just when it goes down a couple of inches, it takes about 2 hours to fill it up again. No, I don't. I'm not aware of any community pools in the area. I don't know if I'd go that far, Darth. Besides, I didn't really part it. I just ran it down the drain. Yeah, I think it would be pretty expensive to fill. I mean, I have to look at what my water bill is, but just running it normal, running sprinklers and stuff like that during the summer is pretty extreme. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could do something like that too. I didn't know that did that. Well, one of the things I like about having a pool is the ability to, swim underwater. I love the feeling of pushing off the side and going to the other side of the pool underwater. You can't really do that on some of those little 300-gallon ones. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna think seriously about it over the next couple months, and we'll make a decision. It'll be a lot cheaper if I just dismantle the pool because that's something I can do myself. No, I don't really. I'm not really into those uh, long resistance pools, as you refer to them. That's it, Jeannie. I got 6 months to figure this out. Comes a point you just got to decide, if it's really worth it. No, it's generally pretty humid here. What with being right on the Gulf of Mexico and all. But I'll admit there's nothing that feels better than, you know, going out some night when it's really hot out and then taking a nice long walk and then coming back and soaking in the pool for a while. There's nothing like it. They were estimating that the new wall and pool liner would be about $2,000 plus the cost of having it installed. Now, if someone were to send me a $2,000 super chat, that might influence my decision a little bit. I don't think pool repairs are covered by the insurance. I would say that if the pool had a catastrophic failure and flooded the backyard and part of the house or something like that, that might be covered by the insurance. I don't know. I spent my whole life living near the beach in California, so it doesn't really have, going to the beach doesn't really have that much, of an appeal to me. I mean, I might do it at some point, but I've been to the beach before. I've been to the beach many, many times. I want to kind of go see things that I haven't had a chance to see. I like history. I like nature, that kind of thing. Used to go to Huntington Beach a lot when I was a kid. That was the main place we went. Newport Beach, Sunset Beach, all kind of in the same area there. Not a lot of beaches in New Mexico, are there? Were they crowded? Sometimes. Sometimes they weren't. I mean, you go on a nice, warm, sunny day. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. Yeah, when I went to California a year and a half ago for my mom's birthday, when I went down to Beth's place at the later end of the trip, um, that was one. There was one point where Beth's dad took me to the Friendship Bell, and that was right on the ocean, and that was the first time I'd smelled the ocean since I'd left, and that was a little bit nostalgic. That was fun. Yeah, that's what they were predicting because they say that even though the liner itself isn't leaking, generally when you put new walls on, they don't get the old liner to line up very well, and they recommend a new liner too. And then of course there's the labor to assemble it. Yeah, I had good times at the beach, and like I said, it just when you spend your whole life near the beach and going to the beach a lot, it's like it isn't quite the fascination it is for somebody who's maybe never been to the beach. Yeah, definitely keep an eye on the community tab. I'll post some stuff there, and maybe I'll do a video from now and then. I am going to bring my camera and my laptop, so I'll have everything I need to produce videos. Maybe we will. We'll see. It would be nice. Like I said, I don't know which way I'm going to go. you know, the cost of the labor and of the new pool is well within the amount of money I got for my bonus last year. And my bonus should be significantly larger this year because of my raise. So, I'd be able to afford it with my bonus, but I just got to decide whether it's worth the trouble. It could go either way at this point. It could go either way at this point. How long do I plan on staying at the house? I don't plan on moving again. Yeah, I remember when I used to visit my friend Matt in Hawaii. We'd go to the beach every day. It was never a hassle. We just went, made it a point, just hopped in the car and drove down to the beach. Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate that. They can become money pits, but it's also a very cool thing to have. I do like having the pool. So it's going to be a tough decision. I have to smog my car every 2 years there. They do a vehicle inspection annually to get your tags, and that includes a smog check. But one of the nice things about it is it's heavily subsidized. So, the yearly inspection is like 15 bucks. And so it's really, really easy to do. A new pool plus on my wish list. Yeah, I don't know if Amazon does that. Yeah, I don't really swim in it a lot. It's mostly to soak, but like I said, I do love being able to go underwater. And so I think in my case, it's mostly mental. I could probably, you know, cut some of the branches off a little bit. No, you had to do, I think the smog inspection was every 2 years. You had to get a smog certificate, and that was horrendously expensive. And that was just to get the certificate. It was a couple $100 to do that. And if you failed the inspection, it got even more complicated because then you had to fix the problem, and then you had to go to a specialized place to do the reinspection. It's just so much easier here in Texas. One of the many reasons I like it here better. Yeah, that's true, and maybe that'll be part of the decision. Is when I is getting to the point where when I am ready to do it and get the pool disassembled, because I'll probably disassemble the old pool uh, so that I don't have to pay somebody else to do that, and then we can cut the branches at that point. But I don't want to cut it too much. I kind of like the tree, where it is, and sometimes you cut the branches too much, you knock off the balance of the tree a little bit, and it's more likely to fall. And I don't want that to happen either. Yeah, I could do that with a train village and a mirror. That's one of the things that chased me out of California is how expensive it is. Is the trunk on my property? Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, you got to decide. Washington is a beautiful place, but sometimes they become very expensive places to live, and you just got to decide, is it worth it? That was one of the many factors that made me leave California. Is it just wasn't worth it anymore. California is a very beautiful place, but it's hard to make a living there. And I mean the trees in the yard. I love the trees in my yard. They you know add so much, I think, to the house. Got the three massive pecan trees in the front yard that are, you know, making half the front yard in shade all the time, and two massive trees in the backyard that do the same thing. And the neighbors have behind me have a massive tree that kind of hangs into my backyard. So it results in a lot of shade in the area, and it really I think adds to the reason why I like this house. Yeah, yeah, the carpenter ants were insane inside that tree branch. And I'm pretty sure that was part of the factor of what made that branch come down. And I've been thinking for some time I gotta get out there and trim those trees because they are overgrown a little bit, and I'm concerned that some of those big branches are going to come down at some point. Unfortunately, the three trees I have, they all lean away from the house. So if they come down, they're going, away from the house. Yeah, I agree with you, Gene. Better to live to work or work to live than to live to work. I agree. But what I usually do, because where the leaves are starting to turn on the pecan trees out in front, and they're going to start dropping big hardcore now in the next few weeks, is I usually just kind of go over it with a lawnmower. And if you move the lawnmower blades up real high so it isn't really actually chopping everything, it acts like a vacuum cleaner. It kind of vacuums the lawn, puts it in the bag. And so that's how I usually deal with the leaf raking, because that's the other side of it. Those three big trees in the front, there's going to be all sorts of leaf waste coming down. No, the mower mulches really well. And then I got if as you recall, I modified my mower with the leaf with a bag catcher in the back, and so everything just gets pumped into that, and then that just goes really easy in the trash bags. Yeah, that is how the governor ended up in a wheelchair. He had a branch come off a tree. Yeah, the trees I got in the front yard are all three of them are massive. They're older than the house. So the house was built in what, 76 or 77. And the trees are probably 50 years old at least. I used to capture the leaves. I had a maple tree in the front in the backyard in my house in California, and I'd capture the leaves every year, put them in a big bucket, and then grind them up, and they made really colorful and beautiful mulch. Yeah, Greg Abbott, he's the governor here. He's in a wheelchair. We're kind of over clearing 2.5 acres every year. Yeah, I guess I can understand that. Thank you, Darth. Appreciate that. Yeah, I should be back next Sunday and should do another live stream then. We'll have more information then. See, I only got a third of an acre to deal with here, Gene. So, or Jeannie. So that's a little less of an issue. Yeah, coming to the end of my vodka here. Yeah, I actually helped a neighbor last week pull a branch out of one of their trees. But I guess the branch came off the tree and landed on the roof, and I've been seeing it sitting on the roof for the last week or two, and wondered, what they were going to do about it. And turned out they were out dealing with it like last weekend or something like that, and got a chance to meet them, so that was kind of fun. I don't know. Vlogs are just going to come out when I have something to do. I did one this week. I don't know how many I'll do when I'm in California. I might not do any. It depends on what's going on, what the timing looks like, if there's anything interesting. I was just really concerned that the quality was going up because I was trying to keep the quantity going. And I want people to look forward to my vlogs. And some of the stuff I was doing is like I wouldn't watch that. I felt like I was phoning it in. And it's also just an issue is I need a little time to, because doing a vlog, it's not, an 8-minute vlog. It doesn't sound like much, but there's the time to go to wherever the location is. There's the time necessary to shoot it all. I'm going to come back and edit it and put it all together. An 8-minute vlog probably takes 4 to 6 hours to do, and that's just in addition to having a full-time plus job, that it doesn't leave a lot of me time. So I love doing the vlogs. I love connecting up with all of you, but I need a little time to do it. And who knows, maybe taking a little time off and not doing them that much will recharge my batteries a little bit, and I'll find more interesting things to do. Yeah, I heard that Greg Abbott sued the property owner. Definitely, if I go take some more trips, and I'm gonna have to start using vacation time because you know I've been going through it with the boss here, and I haven't touched any of my vacation time this year yet. In fact, I haven't even blown through all my sick time yet. I'm definitely not going to stop vlogging. I like doing the vlogging. I like it encourages me to get out and see things, and I'm kind of a sedentary person anyway. I'm perfectly happy just kind of sitting around the house and just enjoying myself rather than going out and doing things. But it encourages me to go out and do things, and that I enjoy the memories that come with that. It's also encouraged me to get this house put together quicker. I know it's 3.5 years now since I moved into the place. Can you believe that? 3.5 years since I moved into this place, and it still seems I wouldn't be halfway where I am in terms of painting and customizing this, turning this into my place. I wouldn't be half where I am now if I wasn't doing the vlog. Yeah, Angela, I agree. You know, but I love doing the vlogs, and like I said, I enjoy connecting up with all of you people and hearing your comments and and the live streams. I love doing the live streams and talking to everyone. So well, and the videos aren't necessarily going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday anymore. They might be, last one I went up on Wednesday. I'm just going to put something up. There's not going to be a set schedule. It'll just be when I got something to do or something I want to show you. That's when we'll do a video. So best bet is just to keep the alert bell pressed, and I'll be here from time to time. And like I said, I might get to the point where I recharge my batteries a little bit and come up with a whole bunch of things. There actually could be cases where I do more than 3 videos in a week. It just allows me a little bit more flexibility, and I like that. Well, that was part of it too, John. I've enjoyed showing you my new town, my new hometown, but it gets to the point where I've shown you everything. How many times can I go to the zoo? How many times can I go to Cameron Park? How many times can I go down to the lake before it just starts getting old? Thank you, Tattoo. You appreciate that. I mean, I know one of the things I'm going to do in one of the next couple of weeks when I get back is they're having like a Waco Wonderland thing at the Extraco Events Center that I want to go look at. And apparently they got like ice skating and all sorts of stuff like that. So I definitely want to check that out because that's something they haven't done before, and that'll be kind of fun. And we're coming into Christmas, so we'll try and find some cool Christmas lights to look at. And maybe we'll, one of the things I learned from doing the California road trip a year and a half ago is, what, if I take one of my long weekends, my 4-day weekends, I could like spend, the first day going somewhere, maybe 100 or 200 miles away, spend a couple days there vlogging a few things in the area, and then spend the last day coming back and get a few vlogs done that way. And so that may happen at some point. I really still want to go visit the Johnson Space Center down in Houston, because I've always been into that kind of thing, and I bet you I can get a number of vlogs out of that. And I want to go see the Alamo. That's a big Texas thing. You got to do that. And I got a filming location I want to do in the Austin area, and I want to do that. So there's stuff coming. I just want to focus more on quality and less on quantity. And I'll tell you, it's such a relief knowing it's like getting up and it's like, okay, well, it's my long weekend, but I don't have to do 3 videos if I don't want to. So thank you, Gene. I appreciate that. Yeah, Wendy. Safe move, absolutely. Moving is a big move. That's why they call it a move, I guess. But uh, it's fun. It's fun to go somewhere else and experience different things. So anyway, I think I've done my 2 hours. Got to get ready to pack and all that fun stuff for sure. And we'll we'll catch up with you next week. Like I said, keep my mom in your prayers, and we will keep you in the loop on what's going on. Thanks, everyone. See you next week. Good night.